Okay, so welcome to the URBONUS podcast. This is the Q&A episode with Rytis Panathinaikos, Augustas Šuliauskas, Donatas Urbonas, Mantas Ramelis behind the camera. The entire episode will be exclusively available for BN Plus members only, so go subscribe us on basketnews.com/plus. There are 3 different subscription levels, and we're starting straight off from the questions that we got. By the way, a lot of interesting questions. I believe that we're going to have some interesting discussions, a lot of Warriors questions, and we'll start from the hottest news that a lot of people thought that it could be the April Fool's joke. But yeah, Kevin Porter Jr. is signing with PAOK Thessaloniki until the end of the season. And the question that we had from Madridistas was, what do you think about Kevin Porter Jr. going to PAOK? Simple as that.
Yeah, it was really, I was surprised. I thought it was April Fool's joke, to be honest, but
I think that everybody was starting checking if that was real Shams account on Twitter, because it's not the first time. Somebody, I think, that lost his job when they quoted fake Waj account. I think it was Derrick Rose story, that Derrick Rose is retiring or whatever.
I don't remember which story it was, but there are so many reports where you like Shams Charania and there's like one letter misspelled and then your Twitter falls into it. But about Kevin Porter, I just hope he has gotten help, after what he's been through. Not he has been through, but how many people he has affected.
You have this whole timeline.
I had his whole timeline.
Could probably explain the move, actually.
Exactly, because he signed 4-year deal with Houston worth about $80 million, I think. And, but at the same time, he was arrested in November 2020 after police in Ohio reported a vehicle crash, found a loaded weapon in his car. That left him inactive to start the 2021 season. The Cavs then traded him in January 21 after he had gotten into an argument with team officials. Then after his trade to Houston, Porter was fined by the NBA in April 2021 for violating the league's health and safety protocols, and once got removed from a game in January 2022 following a reported verbal altercation with assistant John Lucas. And after that, most recent event, abuse to his girlfriend or wife.
No, ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, of course. And it's this move is about Kevin Porter Jr. and his behavior. Has he gotten help? Is he much better? Has he learned from his mistakes? Because for a player of his talent on the court in Europe, he isn't. He's probably one of the most talented guys you would have. Speaking decision making wise, he's terrible there. Like his decision making was always the biggest question mark in his NBA career. But scoring the ball is easy for him. So for a team, PAOK, that finished one game this season, 71-35. Yeah, the PAOK scored 35 points in one game this season. Wow. So that was against Vasilis Panoulis Peristeri team. Wow. So I think, but it was so nice to see, coach and player to have this moment. And finally, Hayes Davis scores a couple of points in transition. He's like, I don't know, Filippo Inzaghi there in the offside. But and on the last play, I'm not sure if there was no half-court violation there, because I think there was, but the referees didn't see it.
You're a party pooper, bro.
And I'm not a party pooper. That's the way I saw it. But anyway, scoring 50 in EuroLeague is crazy. I think that's like 70 points in the NBA. That takes a lot of skill, a lot of luck as well. A lot of things have to fall into a place. But to see Nigel Hayes Davis do it, and it was really amazing. The shots he made that night were just on a next level. I don't know what you guys think. What's your
to
biggest
be honest?
takeaway?
Before the season, if somebody asked me who would be your front runners to drop 50 in a single game, I don't think Nigel Hayes Davis would be on my list.
Not anybody's list, probably. Biggest possible contracts coming in summer. So we actually
the scene is.
We actually have I don't want to expand because I will do something about it for the BN Plus members in one of the articles. Let's say the biggest free agency names that will cause a dominoes effect, like Mirotic, Micic, Vezenkov, and some other guys did last summer. But actually, this summer is intriguing because we have top class EuroLeague stars on expiring contracts. And the top 4 probably should include Mike James, Shane Larkin, Eddie Tavares, and Kendrick Nunn. These are the top 4 contracts that I think will be highest this summer.
What about Hezonja and Evans?
Keenan Evans, it's pretty much clear. I don't consider him as a free agent anymore.
Okay.
Hezonja, I'm not sure if he's going into. I mean, these 4 guys I've listed, I expect them to get somewhere from 2.5 to 4 million euros per season. Not sure if Hezonja will make this club. He should be close. If he's signing in Europe, or Panathinaikos in particular, he should be over 2 million euros player. But he is really interested in going back to the NBA, so it's not clear yet about him. But these guys, of course, Eddie Tavares also wants to go to the NBA, but he has big, let's say, desires for the contract that he would like to get. And we're talking about the mid-level exception, $12-13 million per season, which is huge in the NBA, and not that likely, as I've tried to research this particular case. But Larkin, Mike James, Tavares, Nunn, they should get 2.5 and go above. It depends on the market that they're going to be signed.
What are the chances like of these guys transferring to new teams?
You respond to Spiros, who asks, if Evans comes to Olympiacos, do you see them as a favorite for the title? Do you think this is the missing piece to be considered the number 1 title contender?
I don't know. There will be like a clear Final 4 lock to me, but to be the number 1 title contender, usually have to be Real Madrid. So, it's not my job to prepare the odds before the season. Who's the number 1 favorite and who's number 2? But I would definitely have Olympiacos as a Final 4 lock if they sign a player like Keenan Evans.
Pavle Kostic, what are the Partizan's chances for playing now?
I think they're good.
I think it's been calculated like percentages. You can say the number about their chances to get there.
And it should be a pretty solid percentage probably. But I just think that a lot of goes on Efes if they win against Fenerbahce or not.
Exactly.
And if Baskonia fails to win in the end of the regular season. But other than that, I think that they're still in a good situation.
So Partizan, they're facing ALBA Berlin.
And Valencia at home in the last round.
Okay, so they should win these 2 games. But it still hurts the way they lost to Olympiacos.
It hurts that after this loss, not everything is in their hands. And now you are, even if you win both games, it might not be enough.
Yeah.
So you have to wait for the other teams to lose, and that's not what you want to be waiting for.
Yeah.
If you are a team competing and if you're a team that had really high hopes, I think, about this season. So
it's just the manner, the way they lost that game, not only the effect it has on the standings. I honestly, when I looked at their schedule earlier in March,
for some reason, Efes, they don't have money anymore. Shea Larkin leaves. There is the scenario offered by August Hahn. What is your opinion on possible Larkin move to Fenerbahce?
Are Dorsey and Wilbekin both leaving the team?
One of them could leave.
Okay, but I don't know. If not, why would you have another small guard there?
Okay, let's say Dorsey leaves. What then?
I don't know, but would you play together with Wilbekin and Larkin at the same time? He's one of the best offensive players in the league. But I don't know. It just doesn't seem like a right fit if you still have Wilbekin. And I believe what they need is the Keenan Evans type of player, that has next to a small guy, whether that's Larkin, whether that's Dorsey, whether it's Wilbekin. You need a bigger guy in the EuroLeague that can defend, that can run the point, that can have impact defensively and offensively, that can run some pick and rolls, play isolation. You just need a taller player there, that type of profile. So I don't know, just changing Larkin with changing Wilbekin with Larkin. I don't know if you need to do that.
Probably if you're in a position to sign Shane Larkin, you're gonna sign Shane Larkin because he's.
And just few questions in the end by PAOK Gate 13th. Why you hate Panathinaikos and always talk about money? But in this, I had to include it. But in the same time, you never talk about money if you talk about teams like Monaco, Milano, Efes, or Barca.
You don't listen. Just admit it. You don't listen to those other podcasts when we talk about Milano, Efes, and Monaco. Like, we mentioned the money.
You don't even listen to this particular podcast where the money was brought into the conversation.
Actually, asking good questions is an art, I would say, because too often I hear people who are interviewing others, basically in the question they're also putting their own opinion, which shouldn't be the case. Like,
for some reason, that's the case in the EuroLeague TV, on those EuroLeague interviews.
Sometimes, like somebody says, so you have problems with turnovers, also scoring the ball in the second quarter was bad for you. What else?
Yeah.
Like, so you basically said it. Too often I hear that, and it's not only in basketball context. So actually making good questions is an art. Did you have any awkward
I actually
experiences?
tried to recall some, and I couldn't recall many experiences like that. I just remember...
You're so good.
I actually try to be well prepared with my
Yeah,
questions. And if I feel that my question is tricky in terms of I'm not confident about it, I just rather skip the whole session. Let's put it this way. Of course, in some situations like you did with these TV interviews, you cannot not ask questions. But I cannot recall a lot of situations like that. But the first moment that comes to my mind is my first one-on-one interview with Ettore Messina. And I remember we agreed on this interview with the Milan's press officer. I was well prepared, a lot of different questions about his entire career, basically. And just for the warm-up, when I meet a person, especially for the first time, we didn't have any interactions before with Messina. I'm just trying to put some warm-up questions. And I remember I was really interested in those, let's say, life cheat codes, what successful people do with their daily routines. And the thing that I was on at the moment was like some morning routines. There are some people who are waking up at 5 a.m. or doing some workouts or whatever. So I just asked a simple question to Ettore Messina, how your morning usually look like. And it was actually before the official interview started. I didn't even record anything. I was in a mood, I was excited. It was like 4 or 5 years ago. It's Messina, I'm super excited. I respect Messina a lot, so it's gonna be a great interview.
You're still friends with him?
I don't have any problem with Messina. I don't have any hard feelings or whatever, so I hope so. I remember I brought him this, how do we call shakotes in English? Free cake?
I don't know.
Probably.
I'm not sure.
I even brought him
whatever.
There has to be a
couple of years
translation,
ago.
but it's basically a Lithuanian cake, which is
traditional cake,
very tall.
Yeah, it looks like
a
cake.
Christmas tree. Actually.
Yeah. And his response was like, "What's your business?" And he was like, really, I would say, not angry, but pissed. And I was like, whoa, okay, welcome.
We're off to a great start,
My
guys.
first, great start with Messina. This was only a short part of the entire BN Plus Q&A session. If you want to watch the entire podcast, that includes biggest EuroLeague contracts that are going to be signed this summer, Shane Larkin to Fenerbahce rumors, Will Clyburn's future, and a lot of other fun and interesting questions, subscribe us on basketnews.com/plus and join BN Plus community.